Check it. Alright guys, what is up? We are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY, the overall stock and crypto market. This video is not financial advice. It should not be taken as such. This is the time of the week where I do the weekly outlook and prediction. Basically, I give you a week's worth of prediction in one video, give you guys the technical analysis, fundamentals, and details you need to know as a trader and investor. I use technicals and fundamentals to make predictions over the long term and the weekly basis. I also do live streams and videos, so if you find any of that informative, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe and check in and tune in with this video to start tapping in to the market and where it's going to go. Let's go ahead and not waste any more of your precious time and hop in the charts, the facts, the data. Let's go. All right, guys, what is up? You are back for another video with Datazero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY. This is your overall stock and crypto outlook for the week. This is your weekly outlook and prediction. Basically, I take everything from technical analysis and fundamental data, wrap it up into one video, and try to give you an outlook of what I'm expecting for this week on a week-by-week basis on these videos. And then, of course, we do the daily videos. And then, of course, we do updates on the live streams as well. So if you find this informative, if you find this interesting, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. This video is not financial advice, should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset and or derivative. With that being said, let's go and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, showing you guys exactly what we're looking at based off of this data for this week. So we want to start off the video simply by looking at what economic data we have coming out that is major impact. So you guys can see we have the Fed press conference, which is going to be absolutely huge. Once Fed Pal starts talking, the market starts moving. So we want to be aware of that. That's going to be on May the 1st. Again, this is going to be the week of the 29th until the 3rd. This is going to be on the 1st. So we have the Fed press conference and the Fed rate decision. Now, if the Fed comes out and says they have to raise rates, which I don't think they're going to do now, they're probably going to leave them the same. And I've talked about this extensively on the channel. You guys know how I feel about this. I feel that they didn't raise rates high enough to quell inflation, and that's why we're seeing inflation come back, which we do have an inflation report coming up this month, which could be absolutely devastating for the market. We're going to talk about that when that does occur. But ladies and gentlemen, they did not raise rates high enough to quell inflation. That's why we're seeing a second rate of a spike of inflation. They know this. They know what they're doing. They're trying to kick the can down the road, trying to get this market crash not to happen until after the election, in my personal opinion. Again, that is kind of speculative, but that is what I'm looking at based off everything I'm looking at. So we do have the Fed press conference and then the rate decision. I think they're going to leave it the same, 5.5, but they've been doing less and less rate cuts. They're basically saying no rate cuts this year, and that is why the market is seeing such a reaction. If they were to go ahead and say rates are being raised, that's when you would see the market absolutely capitulate. If they say the rates are getting raised, no more rate cuts, and the rates are getting raised, the market would absolutely crash. So I don't think they're going to be saying that. They're going to be trying to put this off for as long as possible. But once we get another hot inflation report, which I do think is coming up, unless they cook the numbers or something like that, we have seen inflation slightly increasing, which is devastating for the market. If we see this come out, this inflation report on May 15th come out hot, that is when they're going to have to be looking at, okay, we might have to raise rates, because they're getting consistent reports of inflation increasing and inconsistent reports of GDP decreasing. They are literally in stagflation. They want you to believe that the economy is okay right now, but if you go outside, it's not okay. Okay, it's not okay. People also want to believe it's okay, that it's not okay. Prices are crazy. Inflation is out of control. They are doing nothing to fix it. They're the one who caused the problem. They cannot be the ones who fix the problem. So this is what we're looking at based off of that. I just want everyone to be aware that I do think they're going to leave the rates the same, and we probably won't see too much commotion except on when Fed Pal actually starts talking. We'll see some volatility then, and I will be covering that live, so you guys can check that out on the live stream when that does occur. Again, I go live every single day from about 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 4 p.m., so you guys can tune in for that. Now, let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for the crypto market and what we have for Bitcoin and the overall crypto market. And then we're going to go ahead and head into the overall overall stock market. So something just very interesting right here on BTC. If we were to just draw a line here and then draw a line underneath it, you can see that BTC possibly is making a mega bull flag. BTC possibly making a mega bull flag as we consolidate between this range of about 72K all the way down to about 60K. Now we want to see the level of 60,000 held for BTC. If we can remain above that level, that is extremely bullish. It looks like BTC is probably going to come back down for another retest of these lower ranges, maybe even break slightly below. But as long as we can remain inside this bull flag type structure, that is extremely bullish for BTC. It's extremely bullish for BTC, and I think we could be seeing a major move to the upside later down the road for BTC. Maybe a slight crash or correction down, but right now what it looks like is BTC is winding up for a potential move to the upside, but it's going to take some time. This is on the macro time frame, so this is going to take a decent amount of time for BTC to pull this off. This is also very speculative at this point because I only have 2 touch points here, run 2 and 2 touch points here, technically 3, but I don't really want to use the pole as a touch point. So we really need to see one more retest of this lower level and maybe a retest of this upper level, but it looks like BTC could be making a massive macro bull flag, and that would be absolutely insane to see BTC pull this off because it would mean higher highs for Bitcoin and of course the overall cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin dominance is absolutely through the roof right now. That's why you're not seeing altcoins go crazy. Bitcoin dominance is continuing to go up, and Bitcoin is showing a lot of strength as far as that is concerned. So you can expect that Bitcoin needs to make a move to the upside before you're going to see altcoins make a move to the upside. And I do believe that Bitcoin does need to make another move to the upside, and that's when you'll see altcoins really go crazy. I do think $80,000 still is on the cards for BTC, but it's going to take some time, maybe even a little bit of scares of drops to the downside. Your portfolio slowly bleeding out is what it will seem like as it forms this bull flag, and then we can get that pop to the upside. You really want to look at weekly MACD. As you guys can see, weekly MACD possibly going red. We don't really want to see MACD on the weekly time frame go red. If it does, that could mean an extended time period of consolidation or bearishness for BTC, possibly where we need to pull back down to this 50K level, especially if we lose $60,000. If we lose 60,000 support, you're going to see BTC come down in a dramatic way because of how fast we went up from this level here, from about 42 all the way rocketing all the way up to about 73K. So we moved extremely fast, and that's why we need to consolidate, build support in these ranges before making a move up. You don't want to see a loss of 60K. RSI also coming down, which is good in the long term because we could get another push to the upside, but that also means momentum is coming to the downside, and you can see that on the MACD as well. So we could be seeing another move down towards that 50K level ultimately before we can move to the upside. But over long term, I am bullish on BTC, and I think BTC will continue its trend of overall going up. If you look at BTC over time, it has done nothing but make higher highs and higher lows. It is in a overall uptrend, and I do believe that uptrend is going to continue for Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin and the overall cryptocurrency market. Again, to really see your altcoins go crazy, you're going to need to see Bitcoin make another move. Altcoins have been suffering over the past week. You can see most altcoins are down, and then of course over the past month as well, most altcoins are down significantly. As you guys can see, Bitcoin has pulled back, and Bitcoin will remain the leader as long as that Bitcoin dominance remains high. Now, once altcoin season comes, I will be reporting on that. Altcoin season is absolutely insane. If you were never part of a Bitcoin bull run or a crypto bull run and seen a full-blown altcoin season, it is something truly to behold as things get absolutely insane when that mania comes into the crypto market. I don't think we're in that mania phase right now. I think we might be topping out and consolidating before another move to the upside, in my personal opinion. So that's what we're looking at for BTC and the overall cryptocurrency market. Let's go ahead and hop into SPY and show you guys what's going on for SPY, giving you guys an update and prediction on what I think is going to be happening this week and what type of candles we could be seeing on the weekly time frame for SPY, and then of course the meme stocks as well. So let's go ahead and SPY and show you guys what's going on. So weekly MACD still red, RSI slowly curling back to the upside. This is on the weekly time frame here. If we go ahead and pop into the daily time frame, you guys can see there's multiple gap fills to the downside, which will have to get filled. Gap fills to the upside are non-existent. So we do have multiple gap fills to the downside still on SPY that need to get filled. It made multiple gaps when it rallied back to the upside off of this low right here. So we did see SPY have a massive capitulation to the downside after we called that 525 top here. I don't know why Webull changes the numbers, but if you look at the 525 top, after we called that 525 top, we had a decent capitulation to the downside where we enjoyed those gains, making that move to the downside. Now SPY making a slight bounce to the upside, and it looks like it's making a massive bear flag. If I go ahead and show you guys what's happening on TradingView, you guys can see that we have this massive bear flag. There are buy orders down here, so it looks like SPY will come back down to the downside, probably hit those buy orders and then move back to the upside, forming the rest of this bear flag. I'm thinking that SPY will overall be trending to the upside before making another big move to the downside. And what that's ultimately going to lead to is SPY making an overall double top type formation right here, where you see a top number one. And it will be great to come back to these videos, and this is exactly what happens. You see top number one, and then you see a top number two slightly lower, making an overall double top type scenario, which would be a quite nasty setup for more downside on SPY. So we're going to be watching this bear flag extensively, making sure that SPY doesn't break out of it. If SPY breaks out of it, of course, that would negate the bear flag, but what it looks like is going to be happening is SPY is going to make another attempt for this 510 move and then move back to the downside to fill these gaps. So it looks like SPY is probably going to see a little bit of bullishness on Monday in the beginning half of the day, and then probably start leading into bearishness on Monday and then throughout Tuesday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, maybe see a bit of bullishness back to the upside to test these upper levels here on the bear flag, which would overall give it a higher high in the short term. So overall, you'd get a higher high in the short term. As we work our way up this bear flag, you would be getting a higher high by the end of the week. But overall, on the macro scale of things, it is a very, very bearish setup because bear flags break to the downside. So if we continue to work our way up this bear flag and then break down, you're going to see a significant move to the downside for SPY. We'll be tracking this bear flag if it does continue to form. Right now, it is very, very speculative because we only have 1, 2, 3 touch points here, and then we have 2 touch points on the bottom. So we really want to see more confirmation on this bear flag. Right now, we want to see a little bit more confirmation on that bear flag to see if we get at least another touch point or two on the top half and the bottom half of it. But if we find that out this week and we do see that confirmation, that is definitely setting up for a double top type scenario on SPY. So we will be looking for that very, very exclusively here on the channel and extensively, looking to see if we work our way up this bear flag and then possibly form that double top. We have a lot of sell orders up here on SPY. If you go ahead and look on the bigger time frames, a lot of sell orders up here as well. So it would make a lot of sense if SPY was able to break past the major resistance of 510. You would see a decent pop to the upside, and it would make a lot of sense for the rest of these sell orders to get hit. Often what you do see on bullish assets when a dump occurs at the top, you see a bear flag form. This has happened on NVIDIA. So you basically see assets rally to the upside, and then a dump occurs, and then a bear flag forms. So you guys can see this dump here occurred, then a bear flag forms, and it makes a double top type scenario, top number one and top number two, and then you have a big move to the downside. So you can see a dump occurred, and then it makes this bear flag type structure, which ends up breaking down again. This often happens on assets that have a lot of money, a lot of interest, because it seems like people get caught off guard by the first dump. They slowly work it back up. Whales slowly work it back up. More whales get out and at the top, and then it dumps again. So this is what I'm going to be looking at for SPY. We've been very, very accurate on SPY technical analysis as of late. We've been absolutely crushing it. So we will be watching this very, very closely here on the channel. Overall, I think we're going to be seeing a green week, though, because we are going to see bearishness on Monday and Tuesday, in my personal opinion. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to see bullishness overall working your way up the flag and giving you a higher high for the end of this week. And again, if SPY broke 510, you're going to see a decent pop to the upside. So if we could break above that, you would see a move to these higher levels before overall capitulating down, in my personal opinion. Again, bullish in the short term, bearish in the overall long-term scheme of things as we possibly form a double top. Again, so many sell orders up here in these higher ranges. It's very, very likely you would see an overall double top type structure, especially with this bear flag playing out once we work our way up the flag the next couple of weeks and days, and then making a bigger move to the downside. So we're going to be looking at that on the channel. Overall green week for SPY is what I'm going to be looking at. It's not going to be a major green week or something explosive. I'm expecting bearishness on the first half of the week. Bullishness early Monday morning, but overall in the first half of the week, I think we're going to see downside. So basically, I think we're going to work our way up towards that 510 level and then come back down for that gap fill. This is going to happen on Monday morning, and then on Tuesday move our way down, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday start trying to work our way back to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY in the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on for the meme stocks. We did have tech earnings last week. We don't have anything crazy like that going on, so I don't have anything like that to talk about. AMC earnings dropping randomly on Friday, okay? If you guys don't know what happened, AMC had dropped earnings randomly on Friday. Results were not that bad. These are unaudited results. I don't even know if this is legal, guys. This is absolutely insane that we're actually seeing this happen, because they released basically unaudited results. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But basically, if you take a look at the summary of the article, you can see that the results were unaudited, okay? And they released preliminary results, unaudited. You know, they're subject to completion. So they're not even full results yet, but they released these results. And it seems like, ladies and gentlemen, this is just more trickery. This is just more games. This is just more BS that the apes have to deal with. Now, unfortunately, we are battling the most corrupt of the most corrupt, and this is a war of nutrition. They have been fighting for a long time. We have been fighting for a long time. We've seen a lot of games before, but releasing earnings early, this is some new-ish. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happened. That's why we had this spike to the upside. It looks like what happened is we had a rally. They didn't want that, and we started getting shorted. If we look, they did dump a few shares into low volume, which could do some damage. It wasn't a lot, but it was probably enough, 50,000, to get us to start moving to the downside and start bleeding out. What it looks like is going to be happening is AMC is going to have to retest the 324 level and then get a nice bounce back to the upside. Why do I think we're going to retest 324 and get a nice bounce back to the upside? Well, if you go ahead and look at AMC, there's an extensive amount of buy orders and support at that 324 level. So it looks like we're going to be coming back down possibly to retest that lower level and then get a bounce. You guys can see all the way down, we have buy orders, buy orders, buy orders. So we have a ton of buy walls all the way from about 324, 330, all the way down to about $3. So I don't think we'll be going much lower than 324, $3. We might need a $3 retest, but after that, I think we're going to get a significant bounce back to the upside. It seems as if AMC was set to rally to $4, and they are trying everything to desperately stop that. We're seeing AMC cost to borrow slightly go down, which it should start to pick back up. Again, we want to see these cost to borrow rates go up. Ladies and gentlemen, when cost to borrow goes up, price goes up. It is just a natural ebb and flow of the way things move. The more it costs for them to short, the less they're going to be able to short. So we want to see cost to borrow go up. That means they're going to be able to get less shares available to borrow, and that is going to be bullish for our stock AMC. So we want to see less shares available to borrow. We want to see cost to borrow go up. So again, what I'm expecting on Monday is probably a retest here of the 324 level, and then getting a bounce as they try to work us back down towards $3, and the bulls try to work us back up to $3.50. I think $3.50 is on the card for this week. We have seen AMC be extremely bullish over the past couple of days and weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, AMC has been able to pull off massive pumps to the upside. We've had 8% green days. Let's see here. 8% green days. almost 10% green days here. We've been moving to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 2 green days here, 2 green days here, 2 green days here. A massive pump to the upside off of the lows. If you look at what's been happening, we've been able to make higher highs, higher lows. This is bullish for AMC. We also had a breakdown earlier last week where we made a falling wedge, and that falling wedge launched us right back to the upside. And most likely we were set to break this $3.70 level, break over 350, and then move to the upside, but they shorted us down heavily. I believe that AMC was about to break 350 last week and rally up to about $4. Especially once GameStop started taking off. If you guys were watching the live stream last week, GameStop absolutely blasting off after it confirmed that double bottom that we talked about here on the channel. Bottom number 1, bottom number 2, and we talked about that. I showed you guys the clips over the weekend and over the week about how we called this here on the channel in our video. And then we got that significant bounce to the upside here on GameStop stock. Exactly what we wanted to see. I'm going to talk about GameStop here in a second. But once GameStop really started to take off last week, it really started to put pressure on the shorts. They used everything they had for GameStop. If you look, they only have 55,000 shares left available to borrow, and they were absolutely dumping on GameStop and AMC all last week. AMC, they have 750,000 shares available to borrow at time of recording. This could change as early as Monday morning, so we will be watching this here on the channel as well. Again, 750,000 shares, not a whole lot over the millions they sometimes try to get, but it is enough to do a decent amount of damage, and they did try to short us down here and after hours, after we got that bullish rally after the random release of earnings. I don't think they expected us to get that bullish rally either. We started really taking off, and then they started trying to put in that short pressure, moving us down. So most likely you're going to see a retest of 324 as we consolidate, and then probably get a decent bounce back to the upside. Most likely we'll probably break $3.50 this week. Now that's going to be the battle for this week for AMC. Can we break $3.50? That's going to be the real battle for AMC. Can we break that overall $3.50 level? If we do, there's definitely going to be some gamma there. Real goal for AMC holders is getting back to $4. We have a nasty setup overall. Both AMC and GME have a nasty gap fill setup. There's a gap fill at $3.97 to $4 for AMC, and there's a gap fill at $13 to $14 for GME. I believe that GME is going to be returning back to this level, and AMC is going to be returning back to this level. And people that think that AMC and GME are not on the same algo are absolutely ridiculous. Look at the movement. AMC had dilution, GME had earnings, but they both did the same thing. They had a significant dump to the downside, making a gap, and now they're both rallying back towards the gap. If you look at what happened on AMC, this has happened as well. Different reasons, different explanations, same exact price movement. It's because of the algos. So anyone who says that AMC and GME are not like conjoined at the hip, they really don't understand what's going on. It's deeper than just fundamentals. It has to do with the literal algos that are trading these stocks and the literal people that are trading these stocks as well. The same people that look at GameStop are the same people that look at AMC and vice versa. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC and GME. I think AMC is going to be able to pull off a green week. I'm going to go a little bit more detail for GME and then wrap up this video. GME RSI getting pretty overbought. GME also busting out of the bands right now. As you guys can see, GME working its way up out of those bands. This is what you want to see for a bullish movement, but it looks like GME is going to have to be consolidating before making a move up and possibly retesting lower lows. Now, it does look like GME is setting up for an extremely bullish move, especially if we can break and hold that $12 level. I'm expecting this to occur probably this week for GME, as it does try to break and hold that $12 level. And if it does, it's going to get a decent gamma ramp and a push to the upside. So that's what I'm looking at for GME. I think we will be able to break and hold $12. But first, what we're probably going to see is a little bit of consolidation on Monday, a retest for higher highs, then rejection, probably back down in the later half of the week, and then move back to the upside. And as far as AMC is concerned, we'll probably work our way back down, get a decent pop on Monday, and then see if we can hold that 324, work our way back up to $3.50. I really don't see a reason for AMC to have to retest $3, but with the shares available to borrow and the cost to borrow going down, it is a possibility. But what I'm really thinking is we're going to hold 324 and make another bounce back up towards $3.50. And then relative GME will probably come back down to about $11, $11.15, and then get a bounce back to the upside. This would probably happen on either Monday or Tuesday as it starts to work its way back down and move up. Now, if GME can break and hold $12 here on Monday, you could see a decent pop to the upside for GME. Again, the goal for GME holders is breaking and holding $12. The goal for AMC holders is breaking $3.50. That way we can move towards our goal of the $4 gap fill, and also GameStop can move towards its goal of the $13 gap fill. I think both of these gaps will get filled, maybe not this week, but by the next week they should be filled. So I'm expecting bullishness for AMC and GME over the next couple of days and weeks. Again, not financial advice. I think GME is going to be seeing a green week. AMC is going to be seeing a green week, and SPY is going to be seeing a green week as well. Not crazy bullish week, but basically it'd be like a doji style type candle as it works its way up that bear flag. So that's what we're looking at for AMC, GME, SPY, crypto, the overall stock market. This was your weekly outlook and prediction. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. Just quickly going over the fear and greed, you guys can see that the fear is slightly coming back up into neutral. So not extreme fear right now, not by the bottom type stuff. Basically moving into that neutral type range, what I'm expecting out of a bear flag. If we go ahead and look at crypto fear and greed, you guys can see that is slightly coming down, still in that greed territory. That's why you might need to see that consolidation of that bull flag, a slight move down before another rip to the upside on BTC. So this is the video, guys. If you made it this far, you are an absolute legend. I appreciate anybody who makes it this far into the video, as I do put a ton of work and time into these videos, and I appreciate it if you watch everything to get all of the context and information, and that does help me out as well. As always, if you want to show support, all you have to do is simply press a like and subscribe. It is a great way to show support for absolutely free. And if you made it this far, thank you. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, y'all, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like. If you found it entertaining, if you found any value at all, drop a like and subscribe. I have more videos like this and live streams as well, where we cover the stock and crypto market, looking at things, making predictions using technicals and fundamental analysis. So I appreciate you if you made it this far in the video, as so few people watch to the end. I put a ton of work into these videos, a ton of time. So I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like on it. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.